Yo, what's up? It's Ja. Welcome back to my channel. Today I got something special for you guys. My friend Sava and I have been working hard in FL Studio 21 creating a Juice WRLD inspired preset pack and song using waves and T-Rex. Now, I gotta mention up front that some of these plugins that we'll be using in the video today are paid plugins only, but the preset pack itself is on the house, completely free. We even included a zip loop package to help you understand the plugin better and get that Juice WRLD vibe into your own tracks. So, no more waiting, let's jump right into it. Now, some of y'all might be asking, who is Juice WRLD exactly? Well, Juice WRLD was an artist known for his unique singing, catchy melodies and lyrics that hit home. His music drew inspiration from a range of genres including emo, hip-hop, hints of rock and punk, and R&B. Some of his biggest influences came from the artists like Travis Scott, Chief Keef, Kanye West, and the British rock legend Billy Idol. Now that we got some background on who is Juice WRLD, let's get straight into FL Studio and go over the creation on our Juice WRLD inspired preset and track. Again, I will guide you through each step and provide any details into the plugins we will be using to help you achieve that signature sound and seamless mix. Alright, so before I start, I'm going to be discussing over the plugins that we're going to be using later on in this video. Again, these are paid plugins only. Nothing is here is free besides the pack and the zip loop package. First things first, we're going to be needing Waves. Second thing, we're going to be using Waves Factory. Third, we're going to be using STATEDITGAL. And fourth, we're going to be using Metatune. But if you don't have Metatune, you can use AUTOTUNE, which works as well. And make sure you're running on FL Studio 21. I know FL Studio 20, FL Studio 19, FL Studio 18, nothing lower, because anything lower, it's not going to work with this version that I have right here. So yeah, make sure you're on FL Studio 21. Alright, so usually what I would do first is open up a new FL Studio session and go to where it says Insert 1 and go where it says None and go under my interface. In this case, it's Focusrite USB. So I'm going to be going right under that where it says Input 1. And I'm going to mute myself on OBS so you can hear myself on, or hear me in FL Studio. So right now it's going to insert 1 into the master. We don't want that. So usually what I would do is link it up to track 2. So track 2 is right here. So click this and then you want to uncheck this right under the master. Usually why I would do this is because right now it's recording raw. So if I went up here and recorded, yo, 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 right there, this track is completely raw. There's no effects, there's no EQing, there's no, like, you get the point. Like, I don't want my recording starting off to be having effects or later on I can't change them. So that's usually why I would do that. All right, so after this step, I would want to put in an NS1. And usually what an NS1 does, it analyzes the audio, separates the voice from the noise, applies noise reduction, and delivers a clean audio. So you can never hate on the NS1. This is low-key my to-go, noise suppressor. So I'm going to turn up my gain just a little bit so you can hear the background noise. I'm going to try not to talk that loud. Sorry if I'm in your ear, but I need to show what this plugin does exactly so you guys can, hear it. So yeah, I'm just going to turn up this little knob. Good thing that they only have one knob because, it's complicated nowadays. So yeah, I'm going to turn it up. And as you could tell, every single time I talk, you can hear that quietness right after. Or you can hear the background noise, but just a little lower. And as you guess, the higher I go up, the more noise reduction puts on. So this is what 100 sounds like. Usually, I don't recommend this. I usually recommend around like 29.9. That's a really good spot if you're singing, rapping, or just, in a very loud room. So yeah, in this case, I'm going to turn down my gain and then put it at 25 or 29.9. And now I have a perfectly good noise reduction. All right, so that's enough with the NS1. Usually what I would do next is add Metatune, but in this case, majority of you guys probably don't have it, so I'm going to be using AutoTune Pro. First things first, I would click on the setting, low latency. This is literally a big fucking change. It helped me in recording live, so every single time when I hear myself recording, it would literally just be a lightsaber. So yeah, I don't know too much about these, but the only things I do know about this is the retune speed. The more you have, the more autotune you have, and the scale right here is what the beat was or what it's telling you. So like if the beat was a minor, beat was a major, you would put it. And same thing with keys. If it's C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, you get the point. So it's usually given to you. If not, there's websites out there. So yeah, that can help you out. Find them. The input type, these are for like people with high voices. And then this middle one is for people with low and kind of high voice. I don't know how to describe it. It's like in the middle. And then low male is for people with deep voices. So yeah. What else? Humanize. Humanize, the more you have, the more you sound human and less robotic-y, if you know what I mean. So yeah. And then I use modern up here. I don't use classic. So yeah. And yeah, that's enough with AutoTune Pro. All right, so usually what I'll do next is add a equalizer. And what this equalizer is a AI equalizer. So just literally imagine EQing, but an AI doing it for you real time. This is called Waves Factory Equalizer. This is a, I think, $100 plugin. So yeah, it's pretty worth it. I fuck with it, and it helps out a lot. So I don't have to keep going back, you know, cutting out all the harshes in my vocals or whatever. So yeah, this helps out a lot. And yeah, it has presets with it. And usually what I would use is don't touch the lows. It would not touch the lows in my voice. And there's high control, which controls the high end. And then there's no box, which is cutting out some of the low and then cutting out some of the high, which I fuck with. And right here, you can put in how much the amount of EQ you want. So if I turn it up, it's gonna use a fuck ton of EQ. If I turn it down, it's just not gonna do nothing. So you get the point with this knob. You have this little cut knob. So like, let me turn this up. Now if I single this out, you can only hear this. Or if I wanted to use boost, I only hear the boost. So yeah, this is what I started using now recently, and it's very underrated, man. So yeah, you could turn up the gain on this, the tilt, so it's like the quality, what else? The release, the attack. Again, I'm not sponsored or anything, so yeah. So in this case, usually what I would do is don't touch the lows and then put that there. And that's enough with the equalizing. All right, so usually what I would do next is add a virtual mix track. All right, so this is State Digital, and how to find these little plugins that you see on the screen. We're not going to be using all of them. We're only going to be using some of them, but they're on this little side right here. And how to do it is just you just want to drag it on there. So I'm going to load in my presets for the ones that we're going to be using today. All right, so right here I have the FGN, and what the FGN is the digital recreation on one of the most classic British equalizers from the 70s. This is why I use it. I use the drive because it activates like a preamp saturation, and this is what a analog preamp would just be doing. So for me, for this preset, I just went into vocals, into their presets, and I just clicked on vocals. And it sounds great for me. If you want to tweak it, you can tweak it yourself. I have a FG116. It's a FET compressor, and this was made in the late 60s, and it just adds wonderful coloration to the upper mid range and adds warmth to the present vocal and to basses, drums, and guitars. So it could low-key just work for anything. So they have presets for guitars, bass, drums, and vocals. So I use the vocals parallel too, and yeah. But again, you guys could fully tweak this out, but this is what works for me. So yeah. All right. So usually I would do next is add the MOTT. And first things first, please turn this down. I don't know why they didn't start this at 0, but this is another compressor plugin. And again, this is not free. This is obviously paid. But yeah, basically what this plugin does is makes tracks sound brighter, fuller, and just larger than life. If you look it up, what does it do? It literally says that. So my little sweet range around here, I like to do it on this little Quidset OTT, and I usually put it around 17 to like 13, depending on tracks, if I'm singing, yelling, or whatever. So yeah, so I would put it around, let's say 14.2. So 14.2, that's pretty nice, and that's it. That's literally all I do, because again, I don't want too much compressing. I don't want so many compressors. I don't want to do too much because again, you don't want to overload your fucking PC with a bunch of plugins and it can't run, and then you're going to hear crackle and shit. So that's the shit that you do not want. So usually I would do next is have this insert 2 So I would go right here under this little arrow on top of this little circle thing, click it, and then I would route it to track 3. So, all right, so now in insert 3, usually I would do is add in a studio rack. And this is a plugin from Waves. So again, if you don't have Waves or anything, you cannot use this, you need to buy it. So yeah, basically what studio rack is you can produce and mix more better, I would say. Using this plugin is a bunch of combinations that make you complete a sound for each track. That's the best way I can explain it. All right, so usually what I'll add first is a NS1. And then we're gonna crank it up to the point where you can't hear the background. Usually I crank it up around 5 to 10, maybe 15, depending on, the day. If it's raining outside, you could probably hear it through the mic. Or I have hardwood and floors, so depending on if I yell, scream, sing, talk, like, it just depends on like how you deliver and the area around you. So yeah, crank it up around 10, 5, maybe 15. So yeah, usually what I would add next is a EQ from the AI that I showed you guys earlier. And what I use from them is the default factory, and then I use no box. And yeah, it just cuts out some of the high, cuts out some of the low. And then now we're gonna be talking about de-essing. So I'm gonna be using de-esser from Waves. And basically what it does is a reduce amp, basically just whatever makes those harsh frequencies that we could just automatically take away with this de-esser basically. So yeah, I would usually put it around, I would say, depending on if you're a female or a male, go on with the presets. That's what I would just say. And then my sweet range is around probably 24, 27. So yeah. All right, so usually what I would do next is add a DBX-160 from Waves. And this is just a plugin that adds mix control for easy parallel compression. So usually what I would add is a default preset, and then I'll just scroll down to the point where it says, where is it? Lead vocal. That's where it is. You just want to find lead vocal. And now it's not probably going to sound right with your vocal or mic. That's why I want to tweak it a little bit, because right now it sounds nice, but I just want to lower it down to the point where it's like not that loud, but it's pretty nice. So I'll drag it down a point like 1.2 with this one. If you have a low mic, you obviously want to turn up the gain. If you have a little high mic to the point where, you can hear yourself very loud, I would turn it down. So yeah. So I would just mess with the gain point if you put it on lead vocal, but if you want to learn a video about this, how to use it, go ahead, be my guest. But this is the only reason why I use it is for this little lead vocal. It's a little compressor / limiter, and I just mess with the gain. All right, so usually what I'll add next is a MPI 550. Oh, forgot the dash. 550B. So usually what I would add for this is, basically what this does is it just filters with bandwidth and minimal settings, narrows with higher settings. That's what I looked up and what it does. So if you understand that, great. All I know is it's just kind of sort of like EQing in a way. So yeah, I would drag on this little default preset, and then I'll go to voice and just lead vocal. And with this, I would turn down this second knob all the way down to -2. That's the only thing I would really change, really. This probably at 2, and yeah, that's probably it. This is the settings for that, and yeah. All right, so usually what I'll add next is ASRock, and the best way I could explain this is thinking any sound. Literally, it just does that. So for me, there's really not a difference with the gain. People like turning it on, putting it off. I like putting it off. So yeah. The gain, I would probably turn down to like 2.2, -2.2. And then the comp, probably around like -4, probably around there, actually. -3.5, fuck it. I'm gonna tweak all these settings after I post the video, so it's a lot better. So right now I'm just trying to do a rundown of how I actually created it and why I created it and what does, like, all the presets and plugins do. So yeah. So that's what the ASRock does. It just, again, thinking any sound. All right, so usually what I would do first is right click and then parallel split. And usually what this would do is add in more tracks because you ran out of right here. And these tracks, these are kind of special in a way because like these can equal up into one wave. If you know what I mean. So like if I turn up the reverb, it's gonna give me more reverb. If I turn up the delay track, it's gonna give me delay. If I turn up the pre-comp, or the parallel compression, it's gonna go up. If I do the high voice, it's gonna give me a high voice. And if I do a doubler, it's gonna give me a doubler. All right, so what I used to have all these is I clicked this little plus thing right up on top of this parallel split track. This is basically called track 1, and you just want to add 5 more tracks. And once you have the 5 more tracks, you just want to have each one have its own thing. So I have one as reverb. So you want to use reverb as reverb. So this is what my settings are for reverb. I'm using brand hall, reverb type hall 1. And here's the settings for that. And make sure it's on its own. So again, I have this. So when I talk, it's going to go up. That is it. So there's that. And then here's delay. It's going to do the same thing. So I add delay and I added a compressor. So here's the compressor settings. And here's the delay settings. And when I turn it up, there's going to be delay. Hello? Yo. So yeah. And then now we're going to go on to the parallel compression. And we added a CLA 76. So this is a very good compressor. I definitely recommend this. So yeah. And we have a PuTech right here. So these two work very well for warmth, presence, just very good with the vocal. So obviously when I turn this up, it's gonna be a lot of clarity. So like watch. Hello, 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 hello. So like you get the point. Like I sound a lot clearer in your ear. So I'm gonna turn that down because that was very loud. So those are the two plugins that make up the parallel compression. Second, we have the high voice, and it's a voice bender from Waves. Again, these are all from Waves. This is what I'm using. So yeah, there's the voice bender, and I'm using the Chickmunk preset. So yeah, so when I turn it up, it's gonna sound
just like a chipmunk. So yeah.
And I added a REQ. It's just cutting out some of the lows, cutting out some of the highs. And then the doubler, I just added a Waves doubler. So yeah, here's the settings for that. And again, when I turn it up, it's gonna have a double. So yeah, that's basically the full preset chain. All right, so moving on to the master chain. Usually I would add is a studio rack, a WLM plus stereo, and then I would add a car test. So first things first on the studio rack, I'm gonna go into Studioverse. It's a subscription, going with a bunch of music engineers sending like their own presets, using their own plugins and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna use a Trap Master preset. It's in here. Patrick made it, so thank you for Patrick for letting me use this master chain. So you just click on load, and there it is. Easy as that, real time. So yeah, basically what I learned from this is comp is just limiting, basically like these two, like the limiter and the comp are basically the same thing. You're just playing around to see what sounds good or not. Lows is fucking with the the low frequencies. Highs is going for your highs in your voice or in the beat. High mids are going for your mids, and I think for your highs. So that's what I think. And then clip is just a fuck ton of gain. Like if you put that bitch up, it's gonna fucking clip. Literally gonna clip. And then limiter, like I said, you just play around with the comp, and then it should just sound nice. So that's what I figured out with this Trap Master thing from Patrick. So yeah. And that's pretty much it with the studio rack. All right, moving on to the WLM plus stereo. Basically, what I learned about this is like it's just a bunch of different ways how to mix how loud your sound is going to come out to be on, like, let's say on YouTube. So there's a tab for YouTube. So there's this thing called LUFS. And if it goes past a certain LUFS, it would consider on their app either bad, or it would be too loud, or it would be too low. Either way. So that's what I learned about this. So let's say if I wanted to post on Spotify, I would have to at least have negative 14 LUTs to go. Just letting you know, you guys do not have to do this, but this is for me to feel confident in my sound. So yeah, this is what I use to master to get that right sound, the right level, the right loudness. All right, and then now I have a car test. This car test basically does what it says. It emulates you being in a car, has two speakers coming from the left and right as if you were hearing in a car, and it just plays your song. And you can hear it like if you were hearing in a car. That's literally what this car test is. So yeah, and surprisingly, I'm gonna give you one thing. This is the only free thing that's in here is the car test. That's the only thing. So yeah, I'm gonna put all the links down below to all the presets and the stuff that I used in this video down below, so you guys don't have to worry about it. So yeah, one more thing, I have a Vox recorder. You know how you can't record on low latency when you try to record YouTube videos or something like that? It doesn't pick up OBS or Streamlabs. This is the plugin to use. This basically makes your OBS and Streamlabs pick up the FL Studio audio. So yeah. Alright, so that's pretty much it. I'm going to be showing you guys what me and my homie made with these presets. So yeah, let me know how you guys feel about the song. Alright, so I just put up the project that me and my bro just made. It's called Misery, and what you be getting from the song is what you would usually be getting from Juice WRLD songs, like the vibe, the expressing of feelings, heartbroken, drugs, emo-ness. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think.
I cannot sleep. Shooting cutting on my sleeve. I don't know if I'm free. I'm just out of my misery. So let me get this straight. You broke my heart on the first damn day. Do you know how I feel? This is different pain. Why the fuck you lie? Look into my damn face. Bitch, I'm Bruce Wayne, rich. I got powers. Why you make bitch wanna my tower? I can get too fucked up by that bitch, you know she's ours. Go to the store every day, little bitch, I get paid every hour. I don't wanna tell to you cause you know what you did. I'ma fuck that bitch over, I'ma fuck her friend. Just get it started, yeah, wait till I end. Way up every day, I cannot sleep. Shooting cutting on my sleeve. I don't know if I'm free. I'm just out of my misery. So let me get this straight. You broke my heart on the first damn day. Do you know how I feel? This is different pain. Why the fuck you lie? Look into my damn face. How did you betray me down into my own world? Why you feeling lately? Truth is getting hard to tell. When you shoved that knife into my back, I was put under spell. Had to grab the blade, put to my neck, and then I ended well. Me feeling obstinate, standing on the ledge, you watching this. Do you miss me now? Can stop this shit. I might be in the wrong, but I'm standing tall in this bitch. Yeah, I just lied to sniff an 8-ball of this shit. Yeah, why'd you have to lie? I just fucking died. I'm broken up inside. I might just fucking cry. I hit up in my room, praying to the sky, really wonder why. Way up every day, I cannot sleep. Shooting cutting on my sleeve. I don't know if I'm free. I'm just out of my misery. So let me get this straight. You broke my heart on the first damn day. Do you know how I feel? This is different pain. Why the fuck you lie? Look into my damn face.
So as you could tell, bro, that shit really just like, that shit really different, bro. Like, I don't know if you guys could tell, but if you guys fuck with it, appreciate it, guys. Like, me and my homie stood up pretty much like, probably like all day just doing this hoe, bro. But like, that's how you can use that Juice WRLD flavor into your music in FL Studio. Again, if you guys found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to drop a like. And consider subbing, why not? Because I'm finna just be dropping this shit more and more. So yeah. I'm gonna catch you guys next video. Take care.